Hi guys, and welcome to Six Pack Classroom Educational Videos. So we've come across a bit of a problem when training at home. A lot of people are losing the gains, losing their strength, not getting the best results that they are looking for. We are about to solve that issue. So the biggest problem people are getting is that they are not getting the best results that they are looking for, and I am about to solve that issue with a method I called PITT, P-I-T-T, pause, intensity, timing, and technique. You do those four things correctly and you will get the best results possible. I've been using this technique now for the last 4 weeks, and I've added 250 grams of lean muscle mass just using body weight exercises at home. So the first thing is pauses. We need to add a pause to add an isometric contraction. A pause is where the muscle is under load, but it has frozen. So in a bicep curl, on the way down, I will stop. And where I stop is the point of which the exercise is the heaviest. So if you're doing a pull-up, you stop at the top. When you're doing a squat, you pause at the bottom. In a bicep curl, a pause in the middle. By adding a pause in, you are adding an isometric contraction, and that isometric contraction is going to add more fatigue to the muscle per rep, getting you better results. Intensity. Intensity is the I in the word PITT. Intensity means that you must train to failure. No more doing this 50 reps and 100 reps per set. You're still doing your 8 to 12 rep range, and you are going to make your body heavy and get to failure. Just because you are training at home does not give you an excuse for saying, I don't have a gym, I can't make it heavy. Well, work out how to make it heavy. I don't care if you have to add more bands, if you have to put your body in a certain position to make it heavier. Be creative, right? Every exercise I've ever been able to find for people, I've found ways of making it heavy. And that's going to come in with technique and stuff, but the intensity must be there, and you must work to failure. If you just do an exercise and you stop, your body says, I can do that, so why do I need to get stronger for? And it doesn't. The reason we create a gym is to create a different environment, because we're not happy with the world out there. Our body hasn't evolved. We want to create a gym, and we train in a gym because we want to create an environment where our body can continue evolving. All right, so if you just do 12 reps, your body says I can do that, and it doesn't give you a reason to get better. You have to make it stuck. You have to get to that very last rep. Keep saying I can do more, keep saying I can do more. I've got another rep, I can do this, and keep working to the end. So with a technique, this is the main key. Everybody thinks they know how to do a push-up, okay? But elbow placement is vital. You have to have your elbows down at 45 degrees. If your elbow's in line with your chest, it'll activate your chest. If your elbow's in line with your shoulder, it'll activate your shoulder. So push-ups must come down here, which means your head and your hands is creating an isometrical triangle. So think about bringing your hands all the way down here, which means in a push-up, my head is well forward. All right, that's how you do a push-up. Make sure that your posture is correct. So make sure that you have a good tilt of your pelvis. So when I'm doing a push-up, I'm here doing a push-up, not there. So make sure your hips are rotated, your core is intact, and so when you're pushing your body like a plank. Okay, when you're doing a squat, no squatting with your hands out here in front of you. I don't know why people do that. It's the most silliest thing I've ever seen. As soon as your hands go forward, you're breaking posture. Your shoulders is now holding your arms up. You don't want your shoulders activated. This is a squat for your quads and glutes. I don't want your back getting pulled out with bad posture out here doing a squat like this. So doing a squat like that, shoulders are activated. Get rid of them. Bring your hands in here so your weight is going down onto your quads. Don't bring your hands forward and lose posture and have all these upper body muscles activated. If you don't activate those muscles, if you take the weight load off those upper body, then the weight must go somewhere else and it will go down to your quads and glutes where it belongs. So stop doing stupid bodyweight squats with your hands out forward. It's the most stupidest thing I've ever seen. Learn how to do good technique. Don't do ab crunches and sit-ups where your chin gets tucked in. The further you take your head away from the center of gravity, the heavier it's going to become. So do crunches with your chin all the way up, looking backwards. So think about your technique. That's what's going to get you good results. If you think you know how to do a shoulder press properly, do more research, and I promise you, you'll find ways of making it better. Did you know, for example, that a bicep curl, the primary purpose of your bicep isn't to flex your elbow? If you cut it open, you'll recognize it's a positive side effect. The primary purpose of your bicep is to rotate your wrist. This is why we do a rotating dumbbell curl. So how about you hold the dumbbell at the end so the inside becomes heavier, which means your body has to work harder to rotate the dumbbell. I talk to bodybuilders who are competing at the world titles, they don't even know how to do a bicep curl properly. So these are things that we can all learn. I'm still learning too, but this is the point. If you're training at home, it's more important to have good technique because you are just using body weight. You've got to learn how to make your body heavier. So pause when your body is at its heaviest. Intensity, work your ass off. Have good technique. And now the last thing I'm going to talk to you about is timing. 5-second reps. 5-second reps, minimum. None of these 100 push-ups and just belt it out, or squat and just bounce up and down and doing all these silly things. Momentum makes your body lighter. Slow it down and make it heavier. That's where you're going to get your results. So the original research was done with 5-second reps, 8 to 12 rep range. Now, if you're doing a 5-second rep, that means that 8 reps is going to take 40 seconds. 12 reps is going to take 60 seconds. So it was done with a 1 second concentric contraction, so 1 second contraction and a 4-second eccentric movement. So 1 second contract and 4 seconds lengthen. So in a squat, it's 1 second up and 4 seconds down. Push up, 1 second up and 4 seconds down. 5-second reps. Pull out the clock and see if you can do that. That in itself is actually quite difficult. So the reason that was all done was because pulling your muscle together, that's not the important part. It's a tearing where the muscle is lengthening under tension. That's where you get the results. So it's all done with a 5-second rep. The world took away the 8 to 12 rep range and didn't take into consideration the importance of the time under tension. So that's the most important part, is the time under tension. And the reason why it's most important now is because when you're doing body weight exercises, we've got to do whatever it takes to make it as heavy as possible. So time under tension is now more valuable than it was back in the day when you were training in your gym. So let's just take a quick recap. Pause on every rep where it's the heaviest, between 1 to 2 seconds. Intensity, so you have to train to failure. Time or technique, make sure you have good technique. Consistently, every day, find new ways of getting better techniques. I've recreated the plank, so have a look at my videos. I've recreated the plank. I've recreated a whole range of different things where, as we're learning new things all the time. I've been in the industry 22 years now, and the lat raise for shoulders has been recreated 6 times now already. So we're at the 6th time. The dumbbell press, bench press, has been recreated multiple times. So as I'm consistently learning, you guys need to be consistently learning, especially now when you're training at home. Timing is absolutely vital. So make sure that you go with a 5-second rep. So pauses, good pauses where it's the heaviest. Intensity, so train your ass off. Technique needs to be absolutely flawless. research new technique. Don't assume you know how to do a push-up, because I can guarantee 90% of you are doing it wrong. Technique, I can guarantee probably 99% of you are doing it wrong in the squat. And your timing, 5-second reps. So focus on those 4 things, and let's take this second half of the COVID-19 workouts at home and start getting better results, because the first half has been absolute crap. Most people around the world, I've noticed, isn't getting the results they're looking for, and their bodies have actually gone backwards. So let's turn that curve around, like we have our ability to minimize the damage done viral wise, and let's get better results for the second half. And whilst I've got you here, quickly, don't forget to subscribe, click the bells and notifications so you don't miss a video, follow me on Instagram, and check out my Facebook page.